Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel SS Analysis. First of all, I would like to tell you that if you are watching this video first time, subscribe my channel to see my more upcoming videos on analysis of different commodities and equity indices. And second important thing is to watch this video till its end to understand this solid to take your decision. Your one like will motivate me to be regular and working more for you. So let us start the day to analyze the movements of WTI Crude oil futures in a monthly time frame here. So here you can see that how the crude oil futures have found a sharp sell-off after testing high at $124.54 during the month of June 2022, and from here the selling continued to drag down the crude oil futures during June and July, when the crude oil futures finally tested a low at $90.58 during the month of July. So friends, here I find that a successful monthly closing by crude oil futures well above the 9 days moving average ensures some bounce back to continue during the upcoming month. So friends, here I find that the crude oil futures are not able to defend this immediate support at 9 days moving average, which is currently at the 96.46 in a monthly time frame. We'll see this slide to continue during the upcoming month, where the next support can be seen once again at the levels of the 90. And here I find that if the crude oil futures are not able to defend this second support, we'll see this sell-off to continue, where the crude oil futures could test the next major support at the 26 days moving average, which is currently at the levels of the 82. So friends, here once again crude oil futures could find a strong bounce back in a monthly time frame here during the upcoming month. So friends, now let us check this move in a weekly time frame. So here in a weekly time frame here you can see that how the crude oil futures have been sliding after testing a high at the levels of the 122.84. Crude oil futures could not sustain here and continued to slide from June 13th, and here you can see that how the crude oil futures continued to slide during the next 7 or 8 weeks and finally tested a low at the lows of $90 during the second week of July. But from here, once again, some bounce was there, and the crude oil futures finally found stiff resistance in a weekly time frame well above the lows of the 98.75. So here you can see that how the crude oil futures look ready for a decisive move. Here I find that if the crude oil futures successfully sustain well above the levels of the 103, we'll see this rally to continue. But here I find that 26 days moving average could provide strong resistance, which is currently at the levels of the 108 in a weekly time frame. So here I find that if the crude oil futures are not able to sustain well above the levels of the 103, we'll see this exhaustion to continue, where the immediate support for the crude oil futures could be at the levels of the 91, and the next support will be at the levels of the 86. And here I find that if the crude oil futures are not able to defend the support during the upcoming week, we'll see this exhaustion to continue, because once again a steep surge in COVID cases in China looks evident enough for great exhaustion in crude oil futures, because here I find that demand could decrease during the upcoming weeks if we are not able to control the pandemic. So here I find that the next week OPEC meeting will finally decide the further direction move for the crude oil futures, because here nobody knows that what the OPEC plus countries will decide for the upcoming directional steps. So here I find that any rally in crude will attract bears to go short above the levels of $103. So friends, here I find that during the upcoming week, if the crude oil futures are not able to defend this immediate support at the levels of $90, we'll see this exhaustion to continue, and on the upper side, a breakout well above the level of the 108 will attract bears to go short from here with a stop loss at the levels of the 111, because because here I find that the crude oil futures will not be able to cross the 26 days moving average, because here in a weekly time frame here you can see that the 9 days moving average has crossed downward to the 26 days moving average, which confirms the formation of a bearish crossover in a weekly time frame that could keep the trend in downward direction. And here I find that if the crude oil futures are not able to defend this immediate support at the lows of $87, we'll see this exhaustion to continue up to the major support at the upper end of HMO crowd, which is currently at the lows of 78. So friends, here I find that the crude oil futures could remain extremely volatile during the upcoming week. So friends, now let's check this move in a daily time frame. So friends, here in the daily time frame here you can see that how the crude oil futures found sharp sell-off on last Friday after testing a high at the lows of $101.88 and finally closed the day at the lows of $98.62. So this looks evident enough for going exhaustion, because the crude oil futures have closed the day well below the 9 days moving average in a daily time frame. So here in a daily time frame here you can see that how the crude oil futures found strong buying support at the 200 days moving average in a daily time frame. So friends, here you can see that how the crude oil futures found a steep bounce on Friday once again and tested a high at the $101.88 but could not sustain there and finally closed the day well below the 9 days moving average at the levels of $98.62. So here I find that if the natural futures start the upcoming week well below the levels of 96.41, we'll see this downward trend to continue, where the immediate support will be the 200 days moving average, which is currently at the levels of 95. So friends, here I find that if the crude oil futures are not able to defend this major support of 200 days moving average, we'll see this downward trend to continue, and the next support will be at the levels of 86.77. So friends, here I find that any rally well above the levels of 104 will attract bears. So friends, here I find that the crude oil futures will find strong resistance at the low end of HMO crowd in the daily time frame, which is currently at the levels of 109. So friends, here I find that any upward move well above the levels of 105 will attract bears to go short. So friends, here I find that during the upcoming week, OPEC Plus will finally define the further direction move for the crude oil futures. So friends, here I would like to tell you that I have already uploaded a video on the weekly outlook of natural gas futures, but today I am just going to analyze the expected opening levels for the natural gas futures, because the opening levels will be very decisive for the upcoming week. So friends, here my first opening level for the natural gas futures for the upcoming week will be well at the lows of 7.935. Friends, here I find that if the natural gas futures start the upcoming week well with a gap down opening up to this level, undoubtedly there could be a sharp reversal where the first resistance can be seen at the 200 days moving average, which is currently at the lows of 8.361. So friends, here I find that if the natural gas futures find a system move well above this level, we'll see this rally to continue during the first two trading sessions, where I find that the natural gas futures could retest the levels of 8.8 very shortly. Undoubtedly, wild price swings could be there. And my second expected level with a gap up opening, where I find that the natural gas futures could start the upcoming week with a gap up opening well above the levels of 8.695. So friends, here I find that if the natural gas futures find a sister move well above the levels of 8.8 on the first trading session, we'll see this uptrend to continue up to the levels of 9.3, from where the natural gas futures could find stiff resistance at the levels of 9.3, and here I find that a sharp sell-off could start during the upcoming week that could drag down the natural gas futures back up to the levels of 8.3. So friends, here I find that during the upcoming week, opening levels will define a major role in the further direction moves of the natural gas futures, and here my third expected opening could be at the levels of 8.398, and here a sister move well above the levels of 8.4 will attract bulls to go long from here up to the levels of 8.715 where the first resistance can be seen, but here a system move well above this level will continue this rally above the lows of the 8.8 and here a breakout well above the lows of the 8.888 will see a sharp upward move to continue where the next resistance can be seen at the lows of $9 because here I find that still the psychological resistance at $9 seems to be a tough resistance at this juncture because here I find that the geopolitical moves by Russia matter a lot that could impact the movements of natural gas futures during the upcoming week. And on the low side, I find that if the natural gas futures find a big down well below the lows of the 7.873, we'll see the continuation of a sharp downward move where the natural gas futures could test the lows of the 7.756. So thank you friends, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to share this video with your more and more friends. Thank you.